Okay, hello everybody. I am Giovanni Carli, Marketing Application Specialist at CAREL for the refrigeration wholesalers market. And today I'm going to talk about digitalization as the new tool for HVAC and refrigeration installers. Okay, a little bit of context. Today, our industry is quite a challenging environment for installers for many different reasons. First of all, due to regulation, the new F-gas and the transition to natural refrigerant is bringing more complexity in the operations to be performed on field. Indeed, working with natural refrigerants, like for example CO2, we have to work with higher pressures, or if we think about propane or ammonia, we have to work with higher standards. So this means, of course, for installers and contractors, new skills that must be acquired, and so effort to adapt to this change. Moreover, also finding the right people to do the job on field is becoming, in our industry, but also in general, more and more difficult. And due to this higher level of skills required to do the job, this issue is becoming even bigger today. So what does it mean for the technicians, for the installers? First of all, as I said, a higher technical complexity level to be overcome. New skills to be acquired and to be learned, and so time to adapt, but also time to do the job on field, which is already a very valuable resource, but it will become more and more. For us at CAREL, we believe that a tool that we can exploit to help people working on field is digitalization. Digitalization indeed can offer us two main benefits. First of all, the possibility of saving a lot of time during the job on field. Moreover, we can also prevent the main errors and issues that can present during the job, also thanks to connectivity. To talk about that, I want to first of all start by thinking about the evolution of the interaction with HVAC and refrigeration units. If we think about the past, okay, maybe the way we used to interact with the units looked something like this. So something physical, like a knob, maybe to adjust the temperature or something very, very simple. For sure, it's simple to use, but also very poor in terms of function. With the advent of electronic controllers, we went to something like this. So a 3 digits, 7 segments display, maybe with some icons to show some statuses of the unit, and also, most of all, we gained the possibility of changing much more settings in the unit thanks to the parameterization and the possibility of changing parameters with the keyboard. For us to push even forward this evolution, the next step can be done with connectivity and with the tool that everybody, every contractor installer has in his pocket, the smartphone. That's why we created Applica, the smartphone app that becomes the new interface for the controller to do the job on field. Applica indeed is the app dedicated to our installers working with CAREL products, CAREL controllers on field. You can connect using Bluetooth or NFC connectivity according to the model of the controller you will use. And it provides three main benefits. First of all, a very much higher usability compared to the traditional 7 segments display, because in this case we obtain a graphic display that can adapt to whatever we want to do with the controller. Moreover, we also get more functions because we can display much more things in this kind of interface. And we will see later how we can exploit these functions to improve the way we do the job on field. Last but not least, we get more information that are stored inside the controller and we can access directly with the smartphone using Applica. Applica is one single app, but it can cover multiple CAREL controllers. At this slide, we see some examples. We have IJ product line, our line of controllers dedicated to refrigeration applications. We have MPX product line dedicated to food retail applications, microrack dedicated to condensing units, but also we cover HVAC applications, like with microchiller, our solution dedicated to process but also comfort chillers. As you can see from this slide, the app is always the same. Here we see the different views with the four product lines we saw in the previous slide. You see the app is always the same, the interface doesn't change, the navigation is always the same to make it even easier to learn how to use a new controller. What is really changing are the functions that the app will display. They will change automatically when you connect to a new controller, because Applica will adapt its function to the specific controller to better serve that specific application. To get a little bit more in detail of how we can exploit Applica to improve the job on field, we decided to choose an example of a product that can work well with Applica. In this case, IJW. IJW is the evolution of our historic product range, IR33. Maybe you know it already. If you recall, with IR33, we introduced the concept of the programming key, so an external tool you could use to simplify the programming of the parameters by passing the limits of the four buttons interface. With IJW, the new programming key is Applica with the smartphone, of course. It can do everything that the programming key could do, but also much more things. So, to see a little bit more in detail what we can do, let's start with the first use case. In this case, the configuration of a new controller, of a new IJW. To do it the traditional way, probably we would have to read a technical manual with all the details about the controller, learn the main functions, learn how to program them using parameters, and then change parameter by parameter on the controller HMI. With Applica and synergy with IJW, all of this is changing because we offer a new function that can simplify the first configuration. It is called the configuration wizard. And basically it is a 5 steps guided procedure that guides the installer through all the steps of the configuration. So what is changing is that we don't need more to program parameter by parameter, but we go straight to sets of parameter just by answering to simple questions. Of course, what we can obtain with this new approach, for sure, a lot of time saving, because in 5 minutes you skip reading the manual and you go straight to program the controller. But we also make sure that we program it correctly, because again, the procedure is guided in the smartphone. Once we've done the first configuration, we might want to do some adjustments to the parameters, or maybe we want to do a maintenance intervention and change something. We can do also from Applica using another function. It is called parameter list. Here you have all the parameters of IJW, each of them with a simplified description. It means no more keeping in mind codes of parameter. You just go to parameter list, search via text in the search bar, and you find whatever you need. You can also filter the parameter list through some predefined categories, for example, alarms parameter, communication parameters, and so on. And you can also create your favorites parameter list to keep the parameters you use the most always on hand. Even the programming process of each parameter is made more simple, because you see in the app you have all of the different options for that specific parameter, all described. So again, no more keeping in mind what 0 means, what 1 means, and so on. After finishing the first configuration, or also doing a maintenance intervention, we might want to check if everything is working properly or not. For that purpose, we can use the loads test mode. In this mode, we can use these buttons to turn on and off the different loads connected to IJW to check if everything is working or if there is an issue. After 10 minutes, there is a timer, and the regulation gets back to standard. So the installer doesn't even have to keep in mind to turn off this mode. Everything is automatic. What can we also do with the configurations? We can treat the configuration as a file that we can save in our smartphone, and then we can paste it into another controller. This means that if we have to configure multiple IJWs with the same parameters, we can just configure one, maybe using the wizard, and then do just the copy and paste of the configuration. Also, we can store in the smartphone the configuration as a backup or send it to somebody else via email or whatever we want. We can compare configurations to see differences in parameters, and we can even clone the full device, so not just configuration, but also all the logs stored inside. What else can we exploit Applica for? For maintenance, of course. We can see Applica as a new way to get more information to do the maintenance process. And also we can have support during troubleshooting. This is what we will see when we connect to a functioning IJW. We see what we call unit status. Here we have all of the main information about the controller. First of all, temperature measured inside the refrigeration unit. We can also see the load statuses, and we can also have access to direct functions, maybe turning on and off the unit or turning on and off the light, and so on. From this page, we can also see the alarms inside the controller, both the live alarms, so those that are currently active in the controller, but also the historic alarm, all of them stored with a description, time, and date. The new function that we'll introduce in Applica for IJW, but also for other controllers, is the alarm troubleshooting. By clicking on the alarm, you will see a message explaining how to fix the problem. This can be another source of time saving and simplification during the maintenance. Moreover, you might want to have more information about the past of the controller, about what happened when you were not at the installation. At this purpose, we have data logs and trends. We can see two different views, the live variables, so starting from when I connect to my IJW, the controller will start recording data with a sampling interval of 1 minute, so very high frequency of data. Or can I go deeper in the past, up to more or less 1 month of data? Here I can see 3 predefined views: the temperature versus set point over time, the maximum and minimum temperatures, and also some data about compressor functioning. So, summing up, what are the main benefits of digitalization for HVAC and refrigeration installers using Applica? First of all, Applica provides the right information at the right time in the right place. So it means no more keeping a manual on hand or keeping in mind codes of parameter. Everything is inside Applica, quick and very easy. It can also help to prevent errors and mistakes while working on field because of the many guided procedures like the configuration wizard we saw before, or also thanks to the test mode. All of these functions obviously provide time saving on field, both in the first installation, but also in the maintenance and in the troubleshooting. Talking about time saving, I want to spend the last few words to introduce another way we at CAREL want to exploit digitalization to improve our installers' life, our range of educational solutions. First of all, our CAREL Learning Portal, which is a platform with free online courses to boost the technical skills of the installers and be prepared for the job on field. The other source of improvement in technical skills and support we provide to installers are our range of YouTube tutorials. We are designing some playlists to give support to our installer with short videos solving practical issues on field, for example, changing the password to a controller or changing a specific parameter, and so on. Okay, I'm done with my presentation. Thank you everybody for attending. If you want to know more about Applica or other solutions of CAREL, please use these last hours of Chillventa 2024 to visit us. Thank you very much.